In the late 17th century, amidst the Salem witch trials, a man named Giles Corey became both a symbol of the era's madness and an embodiment of its cruel irony. The name Giles Corey is etched into history not only for his role in the trials, but for the haunting legacy that followed his untimely and brutal death. Giles Corey was once a staunch supporter of the witch trials, a devout believer in the righteousness of rooting out evil from Salem's midst. With a passion that matched the hysteria sweeping through the colony, he testified against his own wife, Martha, condemning her as a witch. The trials were a spectacle of fear and superstition, and Corey's accusations only fueled the flames of paranoia. However, fate has a cruel sense of irony. Giles Corey, a man who had once been an instrument of the trial's cruelty, found himself ensnared in their merciless grip. Accused of being a warlock, a male witch, Corey was thrust into a nightmarish ordeal. His trial was a farce, an execution of the very paranoia he had once championed. Corey's refusal to enter a plea was both defiant and damning. He chose silence over submission, a choice that sealed his fate in the most barbaric way possible. Sheriff George Corwin, a man whose cruelty matched the hysteria of the times, ordered Corey to be pressed to death. The method was as brutal as it was public. Giles Corey was stripped of his clothing and laid on the ground beneath a pile of heavy stones. Each additional stone was added with grim deliberation, the weight crushing him slowly, painfully. As the stones pressed down upon him, Corey's defiant spirit burned fiercely. Witnesses later reported that he shouted, "Damn you, I curse you in Salem." His voice, strained and desperate, carried across the oppressive atmosphere a final declaration of his anger and defiance against the system that betrayed him. Those present at the scene were shaken, but no one could have anticipated the dark twist that was to come. 4 years after Giles Corey's death, Sheriff Corwin, who had overseen Corey's gruesome execution, met an untimely end. At just 30 years old, Corwin suffered a sudden and mysterious heart attack. The young sheriff's death was as abrupt as it was unexpected, leading many to whisper that Corey's curse had taken root. The townspeople, already wary of the supernatural, saw in Corwin's demise a grim fulfillment of Corey's final, vengeful words. The tale did not end with Corwin's death. As the years passed, rumors of Giles Corey's ghost began to swirl around Salem. His spirit was said to be restless, a haunting presence tied to the cruel legacy of the witch trials. The Howard Street Cemetery, where Corey was buried, became the focal point of these eerie tales. Witnesses reported disturbing encounters with Corey's ghost, describing a figure that appeared as a bad omen. The ghost was said to be a harbinger of disaster, manifesting in the hours before calamities struck Salem. The most notable of these appearances was seen just before the Great Salem Fire of 1914. Eyewitnesses claim that Corey's ghost appeared amidst the graveyard's fog, a shadowy figure with eyes burning with eternal rage. The fire that followed was one of the most devastating events in Salem's history, razing much of the town and leaving a legacy of destruction in its wake. The connection between the ghostly apparition and the fire seemed too direct to be mere coincidence, reinforcing the belief in Corey's curse. To this day, the legend of Giles Corey endures. His spirit is said to remain bound to the Howard Street Cemetery, a grim reminder of the era's horrors and the dark powers that lie beneath the surface of human fears. Those who visit the cemetery often report a chilling sense of being watched, an inexplicable unease that settles over them as they walk among the gravestones. The story of Giles Corey is not just a chapter in the history of Salem, but a living, breathing legend that continues to haunt the collective memory of the town. Giles Corey's story is a chilling testament to the enduring power of curses and the consequences of human cruelty. His ghostly presence, a reminder of a tragic past. For more stories, please subscribe. Stay safe out there. Until next time.